I tell you, there's been a few things in my practice over the years that have really been game changers, have changed everything. And the Hill-RBF formula is one of those game changers. It just got me up to a different level of confidence and results for my patients. And for the first time, I'm able to look at just one formula, and I don't have to think, is this a short eye, or is this a long eye, is this a regular eye, which are the best formulas? It's been so confusing over the years, but it doesn't have to be confusing anymore with the Hill-RBF. I go one-stop shopping with this formula. Great results with those hard, short eyes, and let me tell you, those can be tough, as well as those really long eyes. And so that's what's given me that confidence. And one of the other things that I really like about the Hill-RBF formula is that as Warren Hill is gathering all this data, he doesn't have complete data on everything. I think he's got 12,000 or 15,000 eyes. But if there's an outlier and there's just not enough data to have a good final results, you'll get an alert that this number is out of bounds. So don't trust that number. And so I know that all the results that are in bounds, there are thousands of cases. I'm going to get a good result. If it's out of bounds, I may need to slow down a little bit and look at a few other options. So I think it's important to understand that the Hill-RBF formula is not just another formula. It's a whole different way of doing the calculations. It's by pattern recognition, which is a really hard concept for me to understand, but it's used in so many different other areas of technology. And Dr. Hill has brought this concept into IOL calculations, and it is self-organizing, and the data gets better and better the more eyes that are put into his database. And he's continually bringing in thousands of eyes a year from surgeons literally around the world. So it's a great way to get great results right now, but next year it's going to be better, the next year better, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. And those few out of bounds eyes are going to eventually completely go away. I think all of us understand that the short eyes, those eyes with an axial length less than 22 millimeters, are the toughest patients to hit our goal of plus or minus a half a diopter within our intended result. And what a lot of surgeons don't know is how bad these results are when we look at all the different formulas. So I recently looked at several hundred eyes with the expanded RBF formula that should be out soon. And when we look at the percentage of my patients of how often did I hit the spherical equivalent plus or minus a half a diopter with short eyes, and it was 88% across the board. That may not sound like a very high number, but that's a really good number, because otherwise it's approaching 50 or 60%. And so to accomplish that goal is huge. So when I have a patient come in who's a +3 or +4 hyperope, I now have the confidence of not only hitting my spherical equivalent with a standard monofocal lens, I now have the confidence to hit my target with a toric lens, and I have my confidence to hit the target with an active focus lens. And before the Hill-RBF formula, I was very wary about putting a multifocal and a high hyperope. The other end of the spectrum is the high myope, and those eyes that are longer than 26 millimeters. And in the past, those have been very challenging. We had to do extra calculations. But now with the Hill-RBF, the expanded Hill-RBF, on this same series that I looked at, the percentage of patients I hit plus or minus a half a diopter on these long eyes was 98% of these long eyes. So when I have a patient who is a -10 myope, I can look in their eyes with confidence and tell them they are going to have a great result. And again, with confidence, I can recommend a toric lens or a multifocal lens, knowing that there is a 98% chance I'm going to hit my spherical equivalent. I think one of the things that holds many surgeons back is the confidence in getting great results for their patients. And there's so many new technologies, so many different formulas, calculations out there, and that it gets a little confusing. And I think patients can tell when a surgeon's not quite confident about getting that goal and making a recommendation of an IOL. So my experience with the Hill-RBF, it's just really brought me up to the next level of confidence. I have confidence, my staff has confidence that we're going to give the patient what we promised them. And I tell you what, the patients can see that in the doctor and the staff, then they have the confidence that they're going to get what they want, they're going to get what they ask for. So I would encourage all surgeons around the country to acquire the confidence in the Hill-RBF formula. Yes, you can get these great results. It's not just for a few, it's for all of us. All of us can get great results for our patients, and that's what it's all about.